guys, thanks so much for clicking on that thumbnail for today's video, which is about warm and cozy fragrances. I don't know about where you are, but here it has been really, really cold. Lots of snow, lots of ice, lots of single digits, and I'm usually a clean and fresh girl, easy reach girl, light fresh, musky florals, woody scents, but now I just want to pick something that is warm and cozy to keep me warm and cozy in these frigid temperatures. And that's really what I've been reaching for the last couple weeks, fragrances that help keep me warm and cozy. And I think I have about 12. Before I get started, let us all know down below what your warm and cozy fragrances are. And with that, I'm going to jump right in. The first fragrance on the list contains 2 notes that just read warm and cozy, and those 2 notes are Tonka and Sesame. And this perfume has both of them in them, and this is Tonka Sesame by EPC. And I really haven't spoken about this perfume in a while because it really does need to be pretty cold when I wear it. It's very, very nutty. Very nutty, very warm, and a note has, of course, it has sesame, which is a warm note. So I think this has almond. I think it has hazelnuts. It's powdery, it's soft, it's a little sweet. And that Tonka gives it a little bit of warmth, and I think Tonka is a little bit nutty in and of itself. It is gourmand or gourmand leaning because of all those notes, and it does have a detectable vanilla in the base, so it is kind of sweet, and it has some sort of warm wood in the background. This is so, so lovely. And if you like something that has nuts and sesame and a little touch of vanilla and a little touch of woods, this is lovely. Another fragrance that is so warm and cozy, and I think woody notes are very warm and cozy. And this one by Lost Alice is a beautiful, very interesting, very unique sandalwood perfume that has, I think it has carrot seeds in it. And carrot seeds are another note that are very, very warm and cozy. This is also very milky. It's very creamy. It has pepper. It has tea. And you know, the point of view is like Alice in Wonderland at, if I can find the atomizer, at a tea party, where it has a nice sprayer. So it does have a lot of iris too. So iris, sandalwood, spices, a little bit of carrot seed, and a lot of ambrette. It's got this warm, ambrette is a very cozy, cozy note. It just feels like a warm hug to me. So even though I don't get a literal carrot cake, this does not smell like a carrot cake. And if you don't like perfumes to smell like food, do not be afraid of this one because, again, it has gourmand notes, but it is not a gourmand perfume, and it's because of the iris, and it's because of that musk. This perfume I have called in the past like a gateway gourmand because it has gourmand elements, but it really doesn't smell like a literal gourmand. It does not smell like a dessert because that iris or orris is very earthy. It's very, you know, it's vegetal, and it keeps it out of the overly sweet zone. I know this probably has a little bit of vanilla, but it's not overly vanillic. So 2 really nice, warm and cozy, very, very unique fragrances. Lost Alice I would wear year round, but these 2 do very well in the colder months, and they're just so warm and cozy. Okay, 2 more really nice, warm and cozy scents. One is by Dusita, and this is La Rhapsodie Noir. This is a very, very interesting, I would say another one that kind of leans gourmand, but it's not overly gourmand. This is coffee, this is tobacco, this is vetiver, but it also has a lot of aromatic notes. It almost has that little barbershop quality to it. And it has coffee in it. Coffee is a big note here. So this to me is like a business that was half barbershop and half coffee shop, because you have both of those elements going on. Like you're in a barbershop that over in the corner has a nice little coffee bar. Very, very nice. I would say unisex for sure. Some might think it is masculine leaning because of that vetiver and the aromatics, but I think it's so nice. One of my favorite vanillic amber, spicy, warm and cozy scents is this one by Xerjoff. Not quite my favorite Xerjoff, but way up at the top. My favorite Xerjoff is far and away Ivory Root, but this is right up at the top. It is so pretty, and it smells like cold weather holidays. Very, very spicy, like these warm holiday spices. It's got cinnamon, clove, it's got cardamom, there's almond in here, again, like a vanillic amber base. So to me, with all those notes, it smells like sponge cake, like a heavier almond sponge cake served right next to a frothy chai latte with all the spices. So it's so warm and cozy, delicious, sweet and gourmand. And I only wear this in the colder weather, and it's a big like December, January go-to for me. Okay, 2 more gorgeous scents. This next one by Penhaligon's is so delicious. This was my scent of the night last night. I could not stop smelling this, and I wanted to wear this because I wanted to wear this side by side by Dior Homme Intense, which a lot of people think they are similar. Let me tell you, they are so different, and I love Dior Homme Intense. I think it's a masterpiece, a designer masterpiece. This one is so spectacular. Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson is a, you know, it's an irisy, spicy, warm, toasty vanilla. It has sesame in here. So I would call this an aromatic vanilla with spices and florals. So the aromatic note it has, or notes, a little bit of lavender. You smell that in the beginning. It's got a little bit of, you know, I would say masculine leaning notes, lavender, geranium, and it has a vetiver in it, I believe. This beautiful warm sesame. Let me tell you, that sesame comes out so incredibly. It's just like this toasted sesame. There are spices. There is pepper for sure. And the spices, the pepper and the sesame definitely differentiated between Dior Homme Intense, which has none of that. They both have iris, and that's where they're most in common. The iris in Dior Homme Intense is a lot more lipsticky. It's a little bit more powdery in here. This is more earthy. It's more sweet. It's got that vanilla. Oh my gosh, this is an addictive scent. And it has LME resin. So it has that warm resinous thing going on in the base in addition to that vanilla, which comes out a lot more in the base. So very aromatic, spicy, a little bit nutty in the opening, and as it dries down, it definitely becomes more of a woody vanilla, but you can still smell those spices and the warm sesame note. Ah, I love this one so much. Another one I absolutely love, Naked Dance. This is a great, you know, fall, colder weather scent. It's got some very interesting notes. It has clay. It has a note of rice, maybe basmati rice. It has iris or orris. It is, I would describe this as kind of an earthy, starchy, warm fragrance. So it does have a little bit of tea, and I would guess it's green tea. Are the notes on the front? No. It doesn't really smell like black tea to me. It smells more like green tea, and it has a teensy bit of kind of this mildly smoky incense in the base. But what I mostly get, so it's powdery, it's starchy, it's just so warm and cozy. Again, with that note of clay, which gives it an earthiness in addition to the vetiver note. This is so unique. It's not sweet at all. So if you don't like to smell like food, this is a very good, warm and cozy scent. And maybe it'll be my, you know, scent of the day. It has a nice powdery touch too. If you are a return viewer, you guys are going to get so sick of me. I talk about this perfume all the time. It's definitely one of my favorite designer scents of all time. I am obsessed with it. I just bought a backup bottle because I heard it was getting discontinued, and I really gave up the habit of buying backups, but I just could not get a backup with this scent because it is a masterpiece. It is a Dominique Ropion creation, and I have been wearing it like crazy. L'Interdit EDP Intense. Again, it has that warm sesame note, which gives it a warm, cozy quality because it has those white florals. White florals are not warm and cozy. You know, this is that great grape bubblegum type of a tuberose, a little bit other, you know, white flowers in the background. I would probably say orange blossom and jasmine. But the star to me is this pepper and the warm sesame. And as it dries down, it gets vanillic and woody, and it is just spectacular. It lasts forever. Compliment getter. Everybody loves it when I wear it, and one of the very few florals that I wear in the wintertime because it is so warm and cozy with the pepper and the sesame and the vanilla. I just picked up the newest flanker from the L'Interdit Rouge, and this is L'Interdit Rouge Absolu, I want to say, or Ultime, one of the other. I used to have L'Interdit Rouge, and I liked it a lot, but I just liked this one better. This one is a warm and cozy version to L'Interdit Rouge. L'Interdit Rouge is, you know, it's sexy, but it has these fresh, zingy notes. It had a very strong blood orange note and it had a very prominent ginger note. And to me, that gave it like this very invigorating quality. This one does not have blood orange and it does not have ginger, but what it has instead is a heavy dose of like a cacao, so a chocolatey cacao. And boy, does it turn this fragrance, this white floral fragrance, into a warm and cozy scent. And it just gets warmer and cozier as it dries down. This has to have vanilla because it's sweeter to me than the original Rouge. And the cacao, and I think the extra vanilla or amber really gives this an additional, you know, warmth to it, warmth and coziness. And boy, it is quite delicious. I still love this one better, but this one is really, really good, and it's terrific in this colder weather. Okay, another fragrance that has tonka, again, wet, warm and cozy, kind of a nutty note, is Feuille Delicieuse, which is no longer available by Christian Dior. It was discontinued. I do not know why. It was such a good seller, very, very popular. And I have the, you know, the Middle Eastern version of it. This is Frenetic Delicieuse, you know. The bottle looks exactly like it. And I think this is a very good impression of Feuille Delicieuse. I used to have Feuille Delicieuse, and I ended up decluttering because I just don't like, as a habit, to keep fragrances that are discontinued because I don't like to show them on my channel. And it just, I don't know, once they've been discontinued, I feel like I can't wear them because I'll never get them again. And I just end up decluttering them. So this one was really good. Again, this is a great impression. It was very, very affordable. I want to say I picked this up for like $25, $30 at fragrancebuy.ca. It's very warm and cozy. It's not quite as powdery as the original Feuille Delicieuse, but it has tonka, it has cherry, it has cacao, it has amber in it. It does have a little teeny hint of aromatics. It's got a little bit of lavender in here. I don't know if the original had lavender or not, but it's a little bit of lavender. And I think that lavender cacao cherry thing goes really, really well. So if you like the original, couldn't get a hold of it, wanted something, you didn't want to pay $300 on eBay, and you were looking for a good impression, this is really, really nice. It just doesn't have that powdery depth that the original did, and I'm fine with that. One of my all-time favorite fragrances by Christian Louboutin is Loubirouge. This is such a warm and cozy, non-gourmand, non-foodie vanilla. It has, you know, it's got cardamom, so it's a little bit spicy. It's got a warm iris note, a very warm, non-foodie vanilla. And I know the notes aren't listed, but it has woods in here. This is a warm and cozy, woody vanilla with spices and iris. And I would guess cedar, but it could be sandalwood. Oh my gosh, the epitome of warm and cozy. It wears lightly, but when I spray it on my clothes, this guy, gal, person, bottle lasts a good 8 to 10 hours, sometimes longer. I can still smell it lingering on my clothes, but it is not a powerhouse. So I try not to talk too much about Vanilla Éclat. My fragrance that I did in collaboration with Navitus and Christian Provenzano. I love it, but I talked about it a lot. I don't want to be obnoxious and talk about it all the time, but when I think of this fragrance, to me, the first thing that comes to mind is it is warm and cozy, and that is what I love about it. And like I have said before, my goal when I did this perfume in collaboration was to make sure that it wasn't an everyday boring vanilla. I wanted this to be unique. I wanted this to be warm. I wanted this to have depth, and I wanted this to be woody. So if you're looking for a perfume that is really, really sweet, very, very vanillic, this is not it. This is very warm and cozy from the rice. It has a very, very strong, very prominent rice note, specifically basmati rice, which is the accord, or which is the type of rice that I wanted. Because if you've ever smelled basmati rice, it's so warm, it's so cozy, it's so deep. It just has such a yummy scent profile, a little bit nutty, maybe a little bit aromatic, but it's warm, cozy, and it's almost a little bit woody. I wanted to smell basmati rice, and Christian Provenzano, boy, did he deliver. It's very creamy, it's warm and creamy. It has a little bit of buttermilk. I don't think it's sour at all. I just think it adds to a creaminess. It has a teensy bit of citruses in the opening. I really, really don't get that. And it is very, very warm and cozy with two different types of wood. So you're gonna get a lot of woods as it starts to dry down. You're going to get sandalwood and you're going to get gaiac wood. Both of those woods add a warm coziness to it. You've got to like a woody vanilla that does not have an overly sweet vanillic flair, and you love the idea of a rice note, because that's what it is to me. To me, this is rice, this is woods, and this is vanilla, and it's exactly what I wanted. There are so many thousands and thousands of really, really sticky, sweet vanilla fragrances out there, and that's not what I wanted, and I can't believe that Christian Provenzano did the impossible. My mother loves this scent. In fact, I sent a few bottles to a few of her friends and my sister-in-law for Christmas, and my mother couldn't believe that I didn't give her a bottle of this perfume. And because she's not a lover of vanilla, she called me on the phone and said, "Where is my bottle of Vanilla Éclat, Chrissy?" So Christian Provenzano did the impossible, created a vanilla fragrance that my mother loves. But she loves it because it's not overly sweet and sticky, and that is exactly the way I wanted it, because I have gobs and gobs of sticky sweet vanilla. And I did want to say a big thank you to everybody who purchased Vanilla Éclat using my affiliate code, because like I said, all the proceeds are going to be going to St. Louis Stray Rescue. I'll be going over there in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to giving these lovely people and this wonderful charity a nice check, because they really deserve it. And I think they do, you know, they're angels on earth, and they do stuff that I don't think I'm strong enough to do on the daily. So thanks again for that. And the last warm and cozy scent is a gorgeous warm and cozy cherry fragrance. One of my favorite cherry fragrances. Oh my gosh, the one from Fragrance du Bois, Sirène. This is, so what makes this so, what in it makes this so warm and cozy? Well, it has some sort of lactonic note. It's creamy, it's warm, it has spices, it does have pepper, and it does have a little bit of, you know, non-smoky incense in the background. It's woody. Of course it has wood, it has oud, but it's not skanky. It doesn't smell like a barnyard, and it has the most warm, delicious, slightly boozy cherry note, and all those, you know, all those delicious notes combined make this such a warm and cozy, beautiful cherry fragrance. It has done so well in the colder months. Frankly, I probably won't be wearing this in the warmer weather, but in the colder months, it is so nice. And let me tell you, I only need to spray once or twice and I am set for the day. So that was it. My warm and cozy fragrances for this chilly weather that we're having. Chilly, it's literally freezing. It's been in the single digits. Snow is still on the ground after 2 weeks. And we have more cold weather on the way, but if I didn't mention your favorite warm and cozy fragrance, let us all know down below. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Again, thanks to everybody who subscribes to my channel. I can't thank you enough. And leaves me a nice comment below. I love getting to know you guys down below, and everybody who gives me a nice thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And with that, I will see you on the next one.